What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACITV, man. Today, we got my boy Lil man. Just dropped a new video, Rap's Most Embarrassing Beefs. Now listen, 2024, ever since Cat Williams really kicked it off, man, it's beef year. It's the year of all straight up beef, man. Nobody holding back. Everybody letting it be known that they don't like so-and-so. Listen, and I'm here for it. As a toxic fan, us toxic fans, let's unite, because I'm here for it, man. We ain't doing no more talking, though. We gonna see what this one all about. Let's get it.
Can do in hip-hop. Depending on how you do it and what response comes your way, it could be damaging to your whole career. Because when you find yourself on the losing end and the world is all laughing at you, or even worse, feeling sorry for you, then it can be pretty hard to come back from. My name is Luesta, and these are some of the most embarrassing beefs in rap.
Let's get it.
Although it's probably hard for his fans to hear, the most recent masterclass on how not to handle conflict came from none other than J. Cole. You're probably familiar with how this all got started by now, but to jog your memory, Drake and Cole dropped the track First Person Shooter a couple months back. In the song, the Dreamville Kingpin saluted not only himself and Drizzy, but K-Dot as well as the big three of rap.
When they argue the hardest MC, is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali.
I re-listened to Big Three. I think after Like That drop, I re-listened to First Person Shooter, I should say. I said the Big Three. I re-listened to it, and I'm like, low-key, it sounded like they was taking shots at Kendrick. Yes, they saluted him in it. I think it was Cole's verse, where he was low-key. If you really listen to it and interpret it a certain way, it sounded like he was taking shots at Kendrick. Y'all let me know. Like, for those of you that listen, I don't listen to First Person Shooter a lot, but those of you that listen to it a lot, do y'all think that low-key was kind of subliminal shots as well? Because there was a point where he said, like, yeah, it's the big three, and then he was like looking in the mirror, it's just Aubrey and me or something like that. I don't know, man.
Even though he also did call himself Muhammad Ali, it seemed like a legitimate call for all of them to coexist. But Kendrick had no plans for that, and dropped his incredible verse on Future and Metro Boomin's Like That, which took aim at Cole and Drake in a vicious fashion, where he claimed, "Motherfuck the big three,
it's just big me,
bum." After that went down, all eyes fell to Drake and Cole, as the rules of the game dictated that they need to respond to that kind of call out. Particularly Cole, who, for the past couple of years, has been rhyming about how he would eviscerate any MC who came his way and claiming he's the best. So Cole did just that, dropping 7-minute drill at the conclusion of his surprise project entitled Might Delete Later. And after the diss arrived, people did hope that they really would remove it, as they weren't really feeling it, particularly when so many of his critiques of K-Dot were just invalid.
First shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Good Kid, Mad City classic. Mr. Morale tragic? How? It was one of Kendrick's boldest, most experimental, most adventurous albums yet. Your second shit put dudes to sleep, but they gassed it. T-Pab! Being boring is like the core criticism you could make of most of J. Cole's catalog.
After the public pretty much roasted his response, Cole got on stage at his own Dreamville festival and shocked the whole world when he did the unthinkable by apologizing.
So I'm so proud of that project, except for one part that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my life. In my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my back and I try to keep it friendly, but at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit disrupts my peace.
As he told the world that
my thing, okay. I want to say this first. Before anything else, man. When the apology first came out, I did a video on it. I was so mad at Cole because I'm like, man, what are you doing? It's hip hop, but looking back at that and us fans not really knowing the behind the scenes situations, like I said, it could have been people in K-Dot's camp that said, listen, Dot really want to go for Drake's head. He doesn't want to go for you. Like, he doesn't have anything personal against you. And that could be a reason why. It's all speculative. But I look back on this and I'm like, as much as it's paying me to see, it makes sense that Cole did this. I think friendly competition wise, Cole and Kendrick could definitely, they could go back and forth. It'll be an even matchup. But I think the issue with Kendrick and Drake, it went beyond just being about friendly things. I think Kendrick, he wants to end Drake. He wants to end Drake, man. So I just want to say, you know, Cole, I can't be too mad at the apology. I can't.
You regretted the whole.
And I think 7 Minute Drill, I feel like if it was gonna go in a friendly direction of let's send shots back and forth, 7 Minute Drill is a perfect way to kickstart it on Cole's end. A lot of people criticized the song. I do think it was a little bit, you know, he was kind of holding back a little bit, but it was the first drop. Who knows what Cole would have dropped after 7 Minute Drill though.
The occasional fan praised him for his maturity. Low-key, Cole probably realized he strayed away from how he started and wanted a reset. I don't even know how and at what point he started writing those aggressive bars he has been doing for the past
and that too. But then again, the part of me that I can't let it go is that Cole has been saying, oh, I got smoke for any rapper. And now you back out before the other rapper could respond. Okay, let me stop because I'm starting to get back in my toxic way.
Years. He made his name off the humble storytelling bars.
Yeah.
This whole I'll smoke a rapper energy came out of nowhere.
Literally.
But for hip hop as a whole, this was a totally terrible move.
How you apologize to the who dissed you and called you trash? Called your discography a light back.
Like, I am sad, just the competitive spirit of the thing. It's like, oh man, you told me all this time you was ready for this, you wanted this, you was looking for the in the daytime with a flashlight, you the best, keep comparing me to these. It's a facade, they not who they say. You tell me all this and then you do that.
In the eyes of some, Cole had left them feeling betrayed.
Can never come back from this. He gotta cut his dreads, he gotta go back to waves. This gotta do so much rebranding after last night.
He gotta go back to college. He has to do another 4 years.
Once thought to be on the same side as Drake in the beef, Cole then muddied things even further when he showed up on Future and Metro's sequel to The Project that he was dissed on in the first place.
But that song, Red Leather, that was recorded. That's been an unreleased song for like the last couple of years. So I'm not even gonna count that.
As a result, people don't know where to stand with him at the moment. Ayo, Cole got me confused right now. How you sneak this for years and then when he actually disses you in Drake on Future's album, you respond and apologize for the response. Then hop on Future's next album. If you were trying to lose fans so you can live more peacefully.
Way before the situation, though, people gotta understand that, man. Do I think them putting that song on a Metro and Future project was a chess move on Metro and Future's part? Yes. But that wasn't recorded. Like, they make it seem like that was recorded right before, you know, I don't know.
In society, congratulations, you're doing great. When faced with competition from a friend and peer he respected, Cole proved that the competitive drive he once thought he had was missing. However, when we consider the course of events that happen later in this video, you'll see that J. Cole may have actually made a good decision in opting out of this beef.
That's facts.
As a result, this has registered as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, L in a career. As in the past, Cole has been the man who's left other rappers scrambling to recover and escape a run-in with the Ville's finest with their careers intact. Seriously, I mean, just look at what happened to Lil Pump. The whole thing started out of nowhere. Back when he was on his come-up, the Floridian rapper decided to take some shots at the Dreamville CEO on a track simply titled Fuck J. Cole.
Stupid.
Nigga, fuck J. Cole.
Stupid.
Though that's maybe a sentiment some people share after he apologized to K-Dot, that really wasn't the case back then. So with Cole unwilling to take that kind of slander from a rapper miles below him, Lil Pump got thoroughly sunned on 1985. A track which basically buried an entire generation of SoundCloud rappers. Cole outlined what the future would look like for Pump once the buzz of tracks like Gucci Gang tapered off, saying,
I know you think this type of revenue is never ending, but I want to take a minute just to tell you that ain't true.
When them kids is listening, gonna grow up, gonna get too old for the shit that makes you blow up. Now your show's looking like cause they don't show up.
Which unfortunately means
the money slow up. Now you're scrambling and hoping to get hot again. But you forgot you only pop cause you was running trends. And now you old news. And you going through regrets cause you never bought a house but you got a Benz. And a bunch of Jews, and a bunch of shoes, and a bunch of fake friends. I ain't judging you. I'm just telling you what's probably gonna happen when you rapping about the type of shit you rapping about. It's a faster route. It's a quicker route to the bottom. I bet I'll butcher the last part of it. He was right though, man. I mean, yes, Pump still, he probably still got some bread, no doubt. But damn it, this nigga is not relevant now. Gucci Gang was 7 years ago. When was the last time Pump had a hit song?
We sunned on 1985, Pump responded with more hate for Cole. Wisely, he didn't do it on a track this time.
Wow, you get so much props. You diss a 17-year-old. Lame ass jit.
Looking to be the bigger person, Cole then sat down for a special filmed conversation, and suddenly, all that chaotic bravado we were used to seeing from the Get It rapper disappeared.
Simmer
I
down.
mean, but now I kind of get it, cause like we make different type of music, so people like they'll feel some type of way, like f this, f that. Well, when I started doing that, people were just like, f it, you know. That was like basically like the trend, like, you know. Everybody saying fuck J. Cole, whatever, blah blah. It was even like serious, like I f with your shit. That shit's hard.
Yeah.
Since then, Pump's career has been in a tailspin. After his original gimmick stopped selling tickets, he had a brief stint as a Trump rapper and even tried to do some metal style tracks, but nothing has stuck. And after his first 2 records were certified gold, his third album, Lil Pump 2, failed to chart at all, leaving many to claim that J. Cole's prediction came true. Not above throwing shots at a wounded opponent, Cole referenced Lil Pump's falloff on the 2021 track Lion King on Ice, where he explained why he tried to reason with Pump back then. In the aftermath of all this, Pump seems to be the only guy who doesn't know it's over for him, or the role that coming at Cole did in determining his downfall.
Do you feel like he predicted kind of like what ended up happening with your rap career?
Nope.
No.
Cause I'm still here.
Lil Pump doesn't want to admit J. Cole was right, and shout out to Kev for asking that question. Imagine how much more respect Pump would have got if he would have just said J. Cole was right, and I was young at the time, instead of acting like he's still popping.
Honestly, he should have took the more mature approach. Like, Pump, you 24, 25 now. Like, it's okay as a man to admit, all right, he got me. You know what I mean? But
SMH. Here, we see what J. Cole is capable of when he really wants to sink his claws into someone in a beef. But as embarrassing as that was, Cole actually isn't the only GOAT contender to backtrack in a beef or apologize. As when Jay-Z came at the legendary Nas, he was forced to come back with his cap in his hand. During his early career, Hov had developed a reputation for ruthlessness that made you think nothing was off limits when he was in a beef. During his feud with Mobb Deep, for example, Hov delved into Prodigy's past
RP Prodigy
and put a picture of him as a dancer on the Summer Jam screen. And when he started engaging in a beef with Nas, no one expected him to ever crumble. It all started with a few shots back and forth between Nas and Rockefeller protege, Memphis Bleak. But when it came time for Jay to release the landmark album The Blueprint, Jay decided to diss Nas himself, claiming that he only had one hit album every 10 years. After that, he hinted at his relationship with Carmen Bryan, an ex-girlfriend of Nas's and his baby mama. But as good as the diss was, the rap game basically changed when Nas decided to drop his response on Ether, widely regarded as one of the greatest diss tracks of all time.
Literally the greatest diss song ever made was Nas Ether. I know it might be before a lot of y'all's time, but listen, I remember being a kid. I think, how old was I when Ether dropped? Like 10 something? I don't know. I think I was a youngster though. But this song right here, oh my God. If you haven't heard Ether, you talk about a diss song, that is it. And I think Nas won this beef because of this song. My opinion. Other people might say Jay won. I think Nas won with Ether.
The track swept through the industry and the streets alike. And from the outset, Jay couldn't handle the heat. And even people like Razcast remember him freaking out about the track in public.
They played Ether in the club and Jay was heated. And I remember that. I just remember he saying, Dame, like, yo, tell that nigga to turn that shit off. But the club was going up.
It was going crazy.
And that's when I knew it was over. And the DJ was not.
Can you imagine Drake going to the club this summer and they playing Not Like Us? It's going to be the same type of effect, man.
He was like, that. And he played that shit. And the club went up. And that's when I knew Nas won. The streets had spoken. The DJ played it. And Jay was in the building.
Looking to try and fire back, Hov unveiled Super Ugly, a diss track which really focused on him hooking up with Carmen Bryan in a pretty graphic fashion.
I came in your belly back seat, skeeted in your Jeep, left condoms on your baby seat. She was kissing my when you was kissing that.
Despite that being a pretty savage bar, which could have maybe turned the tide in the beef, all the momentum he could have had died down.
It was gone.
When his mom made him apologize for the diss live on air during an interview with Angie Martinez. Mom put in a call and said that went too far, Jay said at the time. And she's never ever called me about music. So I was like, okay, I'll shut it down. Once again, I apologize, he said. I feel like I didn't think about women's feelings or Nas's former girlfriend's feelings or even my mom. It was really like, let me meet your level of disrespect with this level of disrespect. An apology which aired on Hot 97.
Hey, that was real Cole-ish. That was why a lot of people say, you know, Cole wasn't the first person to apologize for beef. Jay-Z also did it.
And was heard by the entirety of New York. Angie Martinez said something was really different about Jay when he had to do that.
He was not comfortable. And you saw all the interviews, I had interviewed him maybe 4 or 5 times already by that point in our careers. And he was always, you know, always confident, always whatever, ran the show.
I think he said something from his mom.
It was he said his mother heard and it was like, why would you say that? You know, he was, I guess she was disappointed in him for some of the things he said in Super Ugly, so he apologized. But what I remember about that day, and for me, what I don't know, just was a moment was after, because I felt bad. I never seen him like somewhat defeated and that.
Years later, this would be viewed as the moment that Hove lost. And according to his former partner turned enemy, Dame Dash, it even had an impact on Rockefeller Records as a whole.
And then when he went and apologized,
it was never the same.
I was hitting him from the thing like, get off the radio, we looking crazy.
Years later, the two would reconcile. But the shadow of the beef still looked over both men's careers. But while this beef was very real, and the damage done was the result of both men getting in their feelings, there are other times when rappers manage to embarrass themselves without anyone's help. Just look at what happened to The Game during his feud with Eminem. Both proteges of Dr. Dre, Shady and the Compton rapper were never on bad terms. They even collaborated on We Ain't from The Game's album entitled The Documentary. And even when he and 50 Cent had their whole conflict where he was kicked out of G-Unit, Game always said he had the utmost respect for M.
Eminem is Eminem. If you notice in hip-hop, Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself, man. Eminem is like the most lyrically insane.
Despite the fact that
when the Game dissed Eminem, I think it was that song a couple years back, all M had to do, if he wanted to, if I was M, I would have just posted that on my IG. I would have posted that little clip on my IG. That's it. I wouldn't even have to have a song. Shout out to The Game, because The Game is a student of The Game. I get where he's coming from, man. Game never lost the competitive spirit of hip-hop. That's something I could salute The Game on. Like, he ain't never losing that.
That the Compton MC has been involved in so many conflicts with other rappers over the years and previously said he wasn't an instigator.
I don't with niggas, I don't battle niggas, I don't beef with niggas, I don't start shit. Unless I hear my name or unless a nigga calling me out, then I'm coming.
Game would disprove all of that after he was left out of the Super Bowl halftime show, which featured Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and a whole host of other guest stars, including Eminem. After it went down, Game was clearly salty about Shady being there and him sitting at home as it went down in his home city.
We on the West Coast are the only that have this crab in the barrel mentality where we want to keep down. Snoop is an icon, Dre is an icon, M is an icon, but M is not from LA. 50 is not from LA, and I'm not taking away from the fact that they were on the Super Bowl, but LA have been on a Detroit Super Bowl or a New York Super Bowl. It just wouldn't have happened. LA all around the Super Bowl, and I don't get the call. I was hurt by that.
After that, the whole tone of how the Game responded to Eminem changed in an episode of The Drink Champs, where he would go on to make a very bad decision.
Eminem is Eminem. I like Eminem. He's one of the fucking good MCs. He raps better. I used to think Eminem was better than me. He's not. Challenge it. It's not drama. I want smoke with Eminem, him and him.
The Game would go on to diss Eminem multiple times after this, saying things like no one plays Eminem songs in the club, to much weirder stuff, like creeping on his daughter's IG pics. The result of that desire for smoke was the track, The Black Slim Shady, a diss track from The Game that also seemed to be praising him more than anything.
Literally, that song came across to me like he was giving him his props, and I said that in my reaction. I'm like, it kind of sounds like he's kind of saluting Eminem in a way.
As a result, fans were confused by what the point was, and later down the line, he'd make it clear that he was just in his feelings.
Throwing shots at Eminem and beefing with Eminem, it was just me being upset with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre can't out-rap me, so I just went at M, just because that's just how I get sometimes. But it's always competitive. It ain't like I'm gonna see M and be like, what's up now? You know what I'm saying? It's M, you know what I'm saying? And then M took his shots on a record that dropped. And M is a funny guy.
After all that effort from the game, M only needed a couple of bars to put the former Aftermath artist back in his place on the song The Realest.
And that is the only retort, is I'm not played in the clubs. Motherfucker put a cork in it. Only reason they still play your shit in the clubs is cause you still perform in them.
And that's situation, Game was left looking pretty stupid. But it was nothing compared to what happened when Drake stepped in the ring with Pusha T.
Oh my
Back in the day
God.
before he was a superstar in his own right, Drizzy was a big fan of clips.
Yeah.
In particular, Pusha T himself.
Yeah, I was looking for like autograph stuff from Clips because I was like a really, really big Clips fan. Some search words led me to this guy in Virginia. We had a microphone that Pusha T used during the show. It was like plastic, but it had his autograph on it. I used to pretend I was doing interviews on the red carpet and perform all the Clip songs in my basement with the mic. At the time, it meant the world to me.
But once he became linked up to Young Money, he would inherit what was Lil Wayne's long-standing feud with Clips, which started over who got to wear bait.
Literally
Seriously, if I ever have to do a breakdown of the pettiest reasons for beef, that'll be near the top of the list. Anyway, once he signed up to Easy, Pusha and Drake exchanged a lot of shots. From tracks like Tuscan Leather to HGTV Freestyle, they exchanged little jabs over the years. Pusha would shade Drake's contracts.
You're signing one nigga, that's signing another nigga, that's signing 3 niggas. Now that's bad luck. Exodus, oh my God. Exodus is one of my favorite diss songs too.
Drizzy would say that Push was never a drug lord as he claimed, and so it went on until May of 2018 when Push unveiled Infrared, a track which brought up Drizzy's ghostwriting rumors with bars like, how could you ever right your wrongs when you don't even write your songs? The stage was set for a fully fledged battle. Shortly after, Drake dropped Duppy Freestyle, a song which took aim at both Pusha and Kanye, but his one major flaw was making it personal with Push when he decided to drop his fiance's name in the track, where he said, I told you keep playing with my name and I'm gonna let it ring on you like Virginia Williams. And if you know anything about hip-hop, you know it's a card.
You gotta stop playing with people's girls, man. You gotta stop playing with people's girls and families, man.
Sin to mention someone's wife or family in a song. At the time, people probably figured Pusha was gonna clap back pretty hard, but they had no way of knowing just how hard he would come at Drake on the now infamous song Story of Adidon, where he unveiled the existence of Drake's secret child with former X-rated star Sophie Bussell. It's safe to say that this news brought hip-hop to a complete standstill, while the resurfaced photo of Drake in blackface on the cover didn't exactly help either.
You are hiding a child, let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. Ooh.
Nigga, you got kids? I hope that ain't real. You got kids, nigga? Ooh, shit. Shit! Oh my God! You really have to fight this nigga. Push it. I gotta fight you, nigga. This ain't even directed to me. You gotta fight me. This is disrespectful.
Alongside ruining Drake's plans to unveil his son as part of an Adidas campaign, the move basically destroyed Drake's image as the kind of guy women wanted to be with. And considering this was a big part of
really made Drake the bad guy. Like, if you think about it, Drake, before that beef with Pusha, he can do no wrong. Like, he's the hit maker, he's dependable, girls lusted over him. I mean, I'm pretty sure they still lust over him, but that really like changed the narrative and made Drake the villain that you love to hate. Like me, I'm a huge Drake fan. Listen, I listen to Drake every fucking day. I still listen to Drake, nigga. What?
His image, this was devastating from Push. As a result, Drake had nothing to do but to concede defeat.
It was a genius play in the game of chess, and definitely, warranted my first quote-unquote, loss in the competitive sport of rapping. By choice, obviously, because I bowed out after realizing like the gap between us allowed him to drop, a bomb on the world that really became that was all anyone cared about.
And although
it's hard. Why is Young Jock here? It's hard because, and I'm not saying this is that, but it's like when Drake looks at his son, he's gonna think about Pusha T. As much as he probably had an agreement with his son's mother, it probably was just like, they wanted to keep it on the wraps, on the hush a little bit, didn't want his son in the public spotlight, truly understandable. But like, he's gonna look at that time, he's gonna look at that and be like, this nigga Pusha T really just did this. Like, that's something that you're never gonna get over, man. I you know, they've been petty, they banned Pusha from Canada or whatever, but it's that's a tough one.
Jay Prince claimed that he prevented things from intensifying. The fact that he was told by another man not to respond didn't reflect well on him. All in all, the whole situation left one massive stain in Drake's legacy, as while he had previously gained a lot of respect for taking down Meek Mill, which I've talked about extensively on my channel, it proved that he could be beaten. As a result, Pusha is savoring his victory to this day. Even when Drake released his diss track titled Push-Ups, which took shots at everyone from Kendrick to Metro Boomin and The Weeknd, people till this day are still mentioning the fact that Drake still hasn't responded to Push. I just wanted to point out that after all these years of mop talk by Drake, nobody ever laid a finger on Pusha T. Not a pinky nail.
However, Drake did not take that advice. And when he responded to Kendrick's Euphoria by dropping his song Family Matters, the Six God officially crossed the line with thought, as he falsely accused Kendrick of putting the beats on his wife, who he also claimed had an affair with Kendrick's longtime friend and business partner, Dave Free.
Has there been any and I want to ask you guys, I don't dig for shit online like that. Has there been any proof of this? Is there any receipts of this? Did anything come out about this this topic with Kendrick and his wife?
As Kendrick said not to tell a lie about him and he won't tell the truth about you, he actually stood on business. With that, Kendrick has been coming for Drake's neck ever since. And he literally dropped 3 tracks within 48 hours of the release,
2 days,
targeting Drake and completely tearing apart his character at any given moment. Kendrick's disses are all very personal and make crazy accusations about Drake, such as the fact that he's a PDF file and that multiple people in his entourage are predators as well. Where Drake was once begging Kendrick to drop and telling people like academics that he was waiting 10 years to go back and forth with Kendrick, his fans are now begging him to stop. And Kendrick is now beating Drake at his own game. Since the song dropped, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us has gone #1 on the Billboard charts, became the most streamed song in one day on Spotify, and also became the most streamed song in a week in Spotify.
Bro, a diss song, name dropping this man, calling him a P-file, and yo, a top song in the world is a diss song. Come on, man. Not Like Us was the kill shot, bro. That was Kendrick grabbing the shovel and digging and putting the dirt on top of Drake's casket. Damn it, we gotta admit that. Come on, man. One of the biggest rappers of the last 15 years got put in the casket. Dirt on and all. Maybe throw some cement over it. It was that bad. Drake can bounce back from this. Maybe cement's a little too far, but Drake can bounce back from this. He can. He just gotta stay in your lane, Drake. Just stay in your lane. Do not mess with Kendrick anymore. As much as it's gone, because the second you start talking spicy, I'm gonna say it in my video, like, all right, Drake, you remember what happened with Kendrick? Just stay away from bro. Give us the hits, give us the motto. I'm the fucking man. You don't get this. Make us those hits. Just don't do this no more, Drake.
Spotify history. And in Drake fashion, Kendrick Lamar's diss track is now being played at clubs.
Everywhere.
No matter who you are or how many records you've sold, there's no one that's exempt from getting embarrassed in a beef. So rappers should always proceed with caution before they start, as it might just be a horrible idea. Another embarrassing rap beef is Eminem versus Benzino. But if you guys are interested in that video, you can click it.
Yeah, that was a crazy one too, man. Buzzing on the beat, rap niggas, they a freak dope man down. Call the ambulance, tell him breathe, bro. Another nigga to the cross, he walking around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? Industry can hate me, fuck them all in they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, there's too many options. Finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. What'd he say? Beat your ass out the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman. I'm the one that up the skull with him. Walking down the whole time. I know he got some hole in him. Man, listen. Rap's most embarrassing beefs. Link down below in the description for y'all to check this video out in its entirety with no interruptions. Who you think got the worst L out of rap beefs? Let me know something, man. New to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. To the next video, I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MANIACITV. I'm out.